Francis Goode's story takes us all the way from his family's ancestors in the 1700s to his father's service in the Boer War at the turn of the last century, and then in World War I.
My father was a surgeon.
He tells of his own service from the Normandy beaches in 1944, across France, Belgium, Holland and Germany, and finally to his life post-war, taking us right up to the current day.
I was just really worried that I'd wake up one day and thought I'd just not be able to record these stories. And I was really worried that I'd have a chat with my children, or maybe one day grandchildren, and I'd want to tell them about this amazing man, and all I could remember was half memories.
When Michael and I first spoke, he'd written some of his grandfather's story down, but I think he realised that a filmed memoir could offer much more.
Because I was so keen to capture the stuff that made me so proud of Grandad, and that those stories that mattered a lot to him, I did actually sort of try to write a bit of a biography of him. But this process is actually, it comes to sort of the guts and the heart a lot more, because what's amazing is you can see the images as you're hearing the voice. So a moment that really brought that home for me is when he's talking about going up in the Bristol Bullfighter.
My mother took us, my brother, Warren and myself, to go up and fly. So my mother had one seat and my brother the other, and I sat on my mother's knee. And she remembers one hand holding a hat on and the other hand holding me.
And sort of talking about his mum holding the hat with one hand and holding him with the other. And then seeing the picture of that in the air at the time. And I just thought, it just brings you there. I think hearing someone's voice and their tone and their emotion, I think having that ability to layer things as they're talking, and to provide context. I just can't imagine the gift it will be to my grandchildren, or potentially their great-grandchildren, or other people of interest, as time goes on. And I think that's the amazing thing that, I wanted to do, but I also realised I couldn't quite do with the book.
We gathered together lots of photographs and video footage to really help tell this story, and so that current younger family members and future generations will really understand what it's all about, even if they don't know the history of the times. Francis is very modest about his experiences and achievements, but I think Michael's desire to capture his grandfather's story and to reach back as far as possible into his own family's history, plus the sense of occasion that results from the interviewing process, really helped.
I think that approach is really powerful, and it's certainly more effective than me sitting down with an iPhone and vaguely getting it on his face and saying, "Tell me about this, Grandad."
In the summer of 1940, Dunkirk.
I think to help whoever see the significance of their story by bringing the kit, the time, the care, the prep into telling that story. To have that sort of setup of the lighting, the microphones, that just really helps someone get into the zone and think, yeah, it's my time to tell my story.
I left school 3 weeks before I had to start in the army. The reason being, I wanted to get to know my father better. He'd been sort of in the war, 2 wars in fact, and so it was helpful to know about it.
We're all the people that we are at the very deepest level because of our earliest influences. As the saying goes, show me the child at 7 and I'll show you the adult. So to understand ourselves, it really helps to understand the experiences of those who influenced us. And that influence cascades down the generations.
Nothing says it like when he's talking.
I picked up a hair thing in Germany, so I wore that under dress. Collecting money as a girl is very effective. So when all you've got to do to change sex is to have long hair. You're automatically female if you've got long hair. Except in Oxford where it's the other way around, I gather.
And nothing's quite like listening to him. And I was really wanted to do something, before it was too late. And I just thought, what an incredible richness. It's really helped me, and I think the family as a whole, just realise we've got our own sort of take on the world, our own philosophy, and that helps you really think about sort of identity and how family works and who you are. I wish we had this technology a long, long time ago, frankly.
Well, I suppose it's sort of essential, the importance of friendship. I mean, in a way, the army was sort of quite a good time in that you get things done. Yes, I mean, that's the sort of important thing. I mean, whether in war or in peace.